What's up, guys? We're back here with Mr.Larenzo. Today we're going to be playing Stormworks. I'm going to be showing you how to make an engine run. Alrighty guys, now that we're in the workbench, we can go ahead and start. Okay, double tapping down here. And then searching up engine. And you have a bunch of jet engine things, and modular engine things, and all that. But for now we're just going to stick with the simple ones. With this small engine, as you can see, we have a couple things with RPS output, air input, exhaust output, fluid input or output, and then fluid input or output for coolant. And then here we have fuel. First we'll tackle the air. So double tap the bottom again, and then type air. We'll skip all this stuff on the top, and then we'll go down here to fluid. You can pick air filter, air ram, air scoop intake, fluid port end, or the fluid port. For now, I'm going to stick with the air filter. It doesn't actually filter air, but it just looks like it. Now we'll move on to the exhaust. Type in exhaust. There we go, fluid exhaust. Now let's move on to the fuel. We'll search out tank. And we'll have a couple tanks. We'll have fluid tank large, medium, and small. And then there's the gas tanks. For now, let's stick with the fluid tanks. Let's grab a medium. Double click that. Flip it with J, K, or L to get it to where you need. And we'll use a pipe. Use a pipe angle. Now we use the straight pipe. And it's connected. Now we need to think about coolant to cool our engine so it doesn't overheat and blow up. Yes, it will blow up at 120 degrees. So let's try to keep it cool. So, what would we use to cool it? We'd use a radiator. Or there's other things that you could cool it with, but for now let's just stick with the radiator. There's about 3 different sides: a 5x5 electric with 2 fans, a smaller one 3x3 with a fan, and then just a regular one. Just use this regular one. Put that down, and then just soup those, and then there we go. Now we'll say what we do here. We'll just put a generator. A little small generator on there, and then that'll show us our RPS. Now we need a battery to power everything, so search out battery. Small battery, put that back there. And now we need to hook everything together, the bones, the computer works, to make it all work. Now we'll go up here to this logic, click it, and you'll get all this logic. To the left, you'll have the data, edit numbers, and on-off logic. Composite, which is a bunch. We're not going to get to composite today. Is electric. You can get electric nodes and connect them. Video. You don't have video. We're not going to get to it. Audio. We will also not get to. And then ropes, which we won't get to either. For now, let's go back to the data. As you can see, we have a couple of different things. The small ones are an output, and the bigger ones are an input. We have 2 inputs for the engine, a throttle, and a starter. We'll look at those first. First, for the starter, we'll need a key. You could also use a button. But for now, we'll just use a key. And then we need a throttle, which is a number. So we'll just search up throttle or thrush, and there you go. You got a throttle. Like that, and connect it. Now let's hook up our electricity. Bam, 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 bam. All this is connected, and let's spawn it in. you can see, we have all the things we built. We have our air, exhaust, our fuel, and our coolant, our battery. Now, let's start it up. Hit the key, throttle up, and then stop it. As you can see now, the engine is just running on its throttle, but turn the throttle all the way down, the engine will stop. That's because it's saying, hey, we don't need any more. We don't need it anymore. But if we have the starter on, it'll give us a little bit of RPS to jump start. But with that running, it'll just drain our battery. So, turn that off, and we'll just hop back in the workbench. Alright, so a couple things you might want is to refuel your tank if it's empty. So, fluid, hose, anchor, like that, like so. You can make it as pretty as you want. Put some gold blocks. Something like that. A bit nicer, however you want to do it. But I use it, just keep mine very simple. You might also want to know what's happening with your engine. So we'll get some dials. We'll get 3 or 4. So the first one will be our RPS, rotations per second on the engine, 0 through 20. Next will be our engine temperature, say 0 through 120. And then next will be our tank level, say 0 through 270 or 170 maybe. They usually go from a range, but I don't know that range, so we'll just go 170. And then we'd like to know the generator output. And we'll just say 0 and 2. So let's connect these up. For power first, and then RPS to the RPS, engine temp to the temperature, tank level, and we want to make sure we get this right, so we're going to put that on the tank content, not the tank pressure, tank content. And then we want the generator output to the generator output. As you can see, we still have this little missing on-off. That is just the backlight or the little light, so we can see it in the dark. You want to put that on the starter or just a constant on signal, you can. So we spawn that in. Have your hose hook up. Oops, I went in the floor. But we can turn the engine on, throttle up, turn the engine starter off. And you can see our RPS is max at 20. Engine temperature is rising. Our generator output's around 2.5. Our tank level is slowly declining. See 146.76. Our engine is just running. And that is all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you'd like to see another tutorial, please put it in the comments and I'll do it. See you next time.